What if I told you there was software out there that would let you upload your finished film script and it would instantly generate high quality and consistent storyboards for the entire film? Well, that's what we're talking about on today's video. This is Camp Films. Hey guys, Ryan here. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Today I wanted to tell you guys about an incredible software I've been using for quite some time now called Katalist AI. It's a software that will let you upload your finished film script, whether it's a CVS file, Word document, or a PowerPoint, and it will instantly generate high quality and consistent storyboards for your entire film. Now, I'm well aware that the use of AI in any sort of creative capacity is a hot button topic, but I firmly believe that AI has a great place in the filmmaking process when it comes to pre-production, as far as ideation, visual concepts, helping you relay your ideas to others, whether you're creating a pitch deck, concept art, and even when you're using it for VFX, as far as like set extensions and things like that. Now, full disclosure, Katalist AI reached out to me quite some time ago asking me to check out their software, and at first I have to admit I was not very impressed. But over the past few months, they've really been updating this software and it has just become absolutely phenomenal. The thing I like best about it in comparison with things like Midjourney or whatever, it will take your script and single out characters and environments, and it will keep them consistent throughout the entire storyboard. And here recently, they've even added AI narration and video features, so you could potentially use Katalist AI to create your own animated movies, and I could see it being really great for YouTube content creation as well. This video is going to be a complete tutorial of everything that I've learned about Katalist AI, the best ways to use it, how to get the most out of it. So I'm going to start from the very beginning and upload a script and just walk you through the entire process of how you can fine-tune the storyboards to your liking. And yes, sometimes the AI can be a little bit wonky and you may need to go into each individual storyboard and manipulate it a little bit to get the best results. So let's head over to the computer and get started. Okay guys, here we are on the main page of Katalist AI. The first thing you're going to need to do if you want to try out Katalist for free is click the link in the description of this video, create an account, and then come back here. Once you have an account and you sign in, this is the main dashboard that you're going to see. Up in the top right here is a little gear that is all of your account information and settings. Right below that, you can start from scratch with a blank project. You can have the built-in AI generate a script for you just based on a small, simple prompt. Like they give you an example here: a medieval knight fights a Dracorax to save his village from ruin. If you use this, it's going to generate a script for you. Over here to the left, you're going to upload your own script. You can upload a final draft file, Word file, CSV, PDF, or a TXT file, and it will create a storyboard or video, depending on your choice, from that script. You can also just paste from your clipboard here as well, which is how I've been doing things. Below that, you'll see a list of templates that you can use that will just give you a basic story to start with, and you can go in and edit each individual storyboard yourself. And here at the bottom, you can see your recent projects that you've been creating. This is a few of the projects I've been working on myself. You can see I have one for The Door, which is one of my recent short films, White Owl, which is my first feature film I'm working on, and a couple of other stories here. And in the bottom left, you can see a chatbot help window. If you have any questions that the chatbot may be able to help you with, you can ask them there. Now, I've found that this software works a lot better when you don't use a traditional type of script. You know, I first tried plugging in, for instance, White Owl. I tried plugging in just a traditional script, you know, with lots of dialogue and, you know, just a traditional script style, you know, with like interior, time of day, all that kind of stuff. And it didn't really give me the best results. So what I basically did was I took my script and I put it into ChatGPT or whatever your preferred, you know, AI program is. And here is the prompt that I wrote. For each scene of this script, generate a detailed text-to-image prompt. Each prompt should cover the settings and character descriptions, include actions, dark mood, cinematic lighting, red and black doors, and a moody dark art style. Ensure the prompts capture every visual element perfectly. We need a minimum of 30 prompts in total. Each scene and segment must have a prompt. Always describe characters in brackets when mentioned. The AI lacks memory, so details are crucial. Describe every character and environment thoroughly under 50 words. So you can take this basic prompt and switch it around depending on what you're looking for as far as length and the art style and stuff like that. And once I plugged my script in here, you can see that it gives me a breakdown of each scene, which is basically like a story beat layout or a shot list layout, more than it is a traditional style script. And I found that this gives me the best results so far with working with Catalyst. So I'm basically just going to copy that to my clipboard, come back over to Catalyst, go to paste from clipboard, and I'm just going to paste my story beats here in this window. And here you can also, edit a few things if you see something that's not right or, wanted to add a scene that you forgot or whatever. And then you can come down here and click continue. Now Catalyst is going to start processing your script for storyboard generation. Once Catalyst has processed everything, it's going to give you a script breakdown. This is basically the same thing as the last page, except you're going to have a couple other things here. You can change the title here in the top left. You can choose the aspect ratio, landscape, portrait mode, or square. I'm going to leave it on landscape. It's going to give you a breakdown of each scene and a little check mark here saying that it has processed it. You can still go in and edit them clicking the little pencil button here. In the bottom left, you'll see setting, and it says present day suburban America. And of course, you can alter that here as well. Like if you wanted to say present day jungle environment or whatever you wanted to change it to. Once everything here looks good, you're going to click the next button. Now, here you're going to see the style page. This is where you're going to pick the art style for your storyboards. You can see you have pencil drawings, sketch, which is like your basic storyboard look that most people draw their storyboards in, cinematic look, which is going to be more realistic looking characters, computer animation, anime, children's illustration, wood block print, dynamic ink, Japanese, ink painting, oil painting, comic book style, cartoon, and pixel art. And then when you pick the style you want, just click next. Now here it's going to give you a breakdown of your cast. You see Derek, the owner of the house in the story, Maria, his wife, an officer, a police officer, a local neighbor, and a detective who are all the main characters mentioned in this script. And here you can go into each character. You can change the name. You can describe their clothes in more detail. And you could even click change appearance here and pick from a list of, default character options. And pick the one that's best suited for what you're going for. And you can also start from scratch. You can type in a new description here, and you can upload a face reference. You just have to make sure it's a clear, well-lit photo. The face can't be tilted or angled, and you have to avoid things like sunglasses or heavy accessories. And you have to use a high-quality image with a minimum size of 512 by 512 pixels. And it will generate a preview over here for you. For the sake of this tutorial today, I'm not going to dive into all that, and I'm just going to leave the characters that they've given me here, except for this officer here, which I can see it's actually duplicating with the same face as Derek. So let's go into the officer here, change his appearance, and let's pick someone that looks like a police officer. How about, let's see, I'm actually going to go with this guy for the officer. And over here on the detective, I'm going to change it to this older gentleman, an old grizzled detective kind of style. All right, once you have all of your cast the way you like them, you just go down here to the bottom right and go to Create Project. It's going to take some time, but it's going to start generating your storyboards. While it's generating the storyboards here. It can take some time. We'll go ahead and go over this main dashboard here that we're going to be working in. Up here in the top left, you'll see the title of your project. You can hit a back button to go back through the initial creation process. Here you'll see all of your cast, and of course you can dial into each one of these and go through the editing process like we showed you earlier. You can even add a character here. And then you'll see below that all the locations that are featured in your script. Here we can see we're getting our first images generated. But here you can see all the locations generated in your script. You can also add a location. Up here above that, you'll see storyboard or timeline. The timeline page is basically going to give you more of a video timeline layout. This is also where you're going to see some more of the video focused features like narration, and you can animate all of your storyboards at once with video animation. Up here in the top right, you can see export and present. The present button is going to basically create like a PowerPoint, more of a video style presentation that shows everything in order. And then of course you can export everything and pick from different export options. And you can share it directly to like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter X. This looks fantastic. Already from the get-go, I can tell that this is looking good. I do see some issues though. Okay, up here in the top, you can see you have idea, 2, storyboard, 3, video, and then animate. So you can go to video and it's going to set up a preview, and this is going to give you a video style presentation of your storyboards.
It all began with a dream house, but dreams can quickly turn into nightmares.
You can tell that's just kind of giving you an overall gist of what's going on in the story, kind of like a heading style with some AI narration, and your storyboards laid out in a more video style timeline. You can actually adjust the audio narration over here, pick a different voice from a list of voices, type in your own text to speech for each section, and you can see it's laid out like a basic video timeline. And then you can generate videos from all of your clips, and it will actually give them motion, but we'll dive into that a little bit later. Let's go back to storyboard mode, and let's just start diving into these storyboards and seeing if there's any that we need to change. This first one, I absolutely love it. A grand colonial style house stands under an ominous twilight sky with dark wooden siding and large windows. I mean, this looks absolutely perfect. Derek Broaddus stands in the dim front yard of the house, looking at the towering structure with cautious excitement. He's not looking at the house per se, according to the script, but this is good that he's facing the viewer. We do want the viewer to be able to see him since he's being introduced in this scene. The next one here, a close-up of a plain white envelope, slightly crumpled, resting in a dark mailbox with new owner scrawled in thick, erratic handwriting. This is great. You can tell it's in a mailbox. There's a letter there. They actually spelled everything correctly, the new owner. It's easy to read. I have no issues with this one. It looks good enough for me. Here we have Derek standing inside the dimly lit house, holding the letter with trembling hands, his face pale and wide-eyed. Derek doesn't look very scared in this one, per se. His image looks close enough to the first image we have of him here. It's pretty consistent. I'd say we just keep this one because it gives us the general idea. This next one here is kind of off base, a dark, surreal representation of the letter's words materializing in the air, illuminated by an unnatural glow. That doesn't really fit the script whatsoever, but this is a damn cool image. On each storyboard here, you can see in the top right, or in the top left rather, you have the number of the storyboard. Here you have the download button, which if you click that, it's going to download it to your system. Here we have the duplicate button. You can see I click that and it made a duplicate of it. The trash button here is obviously going to delete that storyboard. And then we have the edit button here. When you click the edit button, it's going to bring you into a different dashboard and you can see the image close up. Now this is a very cool image and I'm going to keep this one anyway, even though it's not exactly matched up with what I had in the script. But I just want to show you the things that you can do inside this window. Here in the bottom of the screen, you can actually add elements. A dark, surreal representation of the letter's words materializing in the air, illuminated by an unnatural glow. Let's say you wanted to add a dark figure stands in the front lawn looking at the house. His features are too dark to see. Let's see what happens with that. And just to let you know, when you add things in this window, it's not going to delete your previous image. You can see here to the right, it's actually going to save everything in a nice little list for you. Here we have our new image generated. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. It kind of brightened the image up a little bit more than I was hoping. I was hoping it would stay with this original dark look here, but this is still pretty dang close to what I was asking it to do. And it's great that it actually added the figure here exactly how I wanted, because I want to show you some of these tools over here. To the far left, you can see you have the character posing tool, an image crop tool, a generative fill tool, and you can absolutely upload an image for reference as well. If you want to, if you drew your own image for this storyboard, you wanted to upload it, you could do that here too and manipulate it even further. Let's check out the character pose tool here. As you can see, it automatically detects the character in the image, and it gives me this skeleton wireframe that I can click on these points within the figure, and I can actually move his joints around if I want to repose him. You can move his head, you can move his arms. Let's grab his hands here. Let's make him standing out with his hands to outstretched to his sides here, and see what happens when we do that. Click generate image again, which is the little arrow here in the bottom right. Wow, crazy things happened with that. So as you can see, this is what I was hoping would happen. As you can see, sometimes things get a little out of hand. It did exactly what I wanted with the characters posing. So you can see that's a plus. But it also went out of its way to, reread the entire prompt here in the bottom, and things just got kind of out of hand. That's about the only way I can describe it. That's not what we're wanting. So I'm actually going to go back to the original image. I'm going to save it here. Like I said, it's going to keep all of these images. It doesn't get rid of anything. And let's dive into a couple more and see what we can do. This one's showing the wife, Maria. It looks absolutely perfect, exactly what I was hoping for. I do wish she was looking at the letter instead of the viewer, but this works. This is the only one, let me see. This one here is the only one that's really standing out to me so far that's like completely off base. I think I know what's happening here and why it's getting confused. As you can see, you can zoom in and out here as well. I forgot to mention that. The AI is getting confused because this scene is featuring the officer and Derek. So it's basically blending Derek with the officer. And this is our image that we were supposed to be having for Derek, the homeowner in the story. So let's just get rid of Derek from this scene altogether. And as you can see in the prompt, when a character is featured, it has an @ symbol with the character's name. So if I wanted to go over here and just delete Derek from this prompt altogether and have it say, officer stands next to, let's just say Maria. Oh, my bad. His expression serious under dim lighting, creating a tense mood. So now we just have the officer and Maria. And you can see when I deleted that part of the prompt that featured @ Derek, he was deleted from down here as well. A couple more things I want to show you while we're in here. If you click the little 3 dots over here, you can add a negative prompt. It'll ask you, what do you not want to see? The one thing that's standing out to me here that is kind of weird is these sleeves on the officer. I don't know if this will work, but let's give it a shot. No sleeves. Oh, I spelled that wrong. No sleeves on the officers. And let's click generate and see what happens with that. There we go. That looks a lot better. I don't like the lighting as good, but the officer is definitely the character we intended him to be. Officer stands next to Maria, his expression serious under dim lighting, creating a tense mood. I kind of want them to be looking at each other. Let's see if the AI is smart enough to figure this out. The characters are looking at each other very seriously. Okay, it didn't really have them looking at each other. That's fine. But it did get the lighting a little bit better, and the characters have a much more serious look on their face. So we're getting closer. So as you can see, it just takes a little bit of tinkering to get exactly what you're going for. One thing I do notice is that it puts sleeves back on the officer's uniform. I'm not sure why it did that when I told it not to. All right, I changed the prompt a little bit more to see if I can get them to look at one another. Let's see what happens. Okay, you see it got a little bit closer there. They're kind of facing each other, not exactly making eye contact, and Maria doesn't look quite as serious as I would hope. But as you can see, you can play around with these prompts, and eventually you're probably going to get something you like. I really like the first one, but of course, Derek looks weird and he has these weird sleeve things on his arms. So we don't want to use that one. This one looks really good, but they look a little too happy to me. So I think this one is probably going to be our winner. They both have a real serious look that I'm going for. The sleeves look good. They don't look weird like they do in the first image. And yeah, this just looks like a winner to me. So we'll click save. Anytime you want to keep one, you just put it on the image you want and then click save up here in the top right. Okay, the rest of these images look really, really good. And I think I would be happy with this and be able to use it for my storyboards. One more thing to note on this page is if you want to add another storyboard or if you think you missed something, if you want to try to generate an extra scene, just click this plus button that pops up when you go in between of the storyboards. You just click that and you'll see click to generate an image, and you can type whatever you want in the prompt here to generate a new storyboard. If you want to upload a reference image for it to go off of, you can click this button right here. And when you have the script you want or an image, both, you just click to generate image right here. It will generate an image for you. And if you don't like it, you can click the trash can right here to get rid of it. Let's dive into this final image right here, which is like the most haunting image I think it gave me. An abstract, dark composition of a faceless figure in the shadows, countless eyes emerging from the darkness, and the house looming in the distance. Eerie atmosphere. As you can see, it didn't create any eyes emerging in the darkness or anything, but this is a really great, moody image, and I think it fits the vibe of the story really good. I want to show you how up here in the top, if you click video, it's going to let you animate this storyboard. Here in the bottom left, it has a selection of different video generators that you can use. With this version, I'm not sure if there's like an upgrade or whatever, but with this version, you can use stable video diffusion only, and it costs some credits to use. Here you can see motion strength. If you dial it down to the bottom, it's going to be real subtle motion. And of course, if you move it all the way up the top, it's going to give you more motion. I want this to have very subtle motion, like as in maybe you just see the tree limbs moving or something like that. So let's dial it all the way down and then click generate and see what happens. Okay, definitely subtle, but not the kind of motion we were looking for. So let's crank it up a little bit and see if we get better results. Wow, that's pretty cool. I think this video feature does a lot better when you're trying to do something with like a character moving through a space. From what I've seen so far, if you just want the character to stand still, it's not going to give you the best animation because it really doesn't know what to do with the character in those subtle kinds of ways. Like, maybe if you wanted just like the trees blowing in the wind or something, it doesn't really do that too great. But if you have a character moving through a space, it seems to do a really good job. And of course, once you have a video animation that you like, just click the download button here to download it to your system and then use it however you want. I want to show you guys a couple of other things you can do inside of the actual storyboard edit right here. See, we have our image of Derek here standing in the front yard. In the bottom, you can see we have the character, the location, and we can also adjust the shot type and the angle of the shot as well. Let's start off by trying to adjust the shot type. Right now it's set to medium shot. Let's try a long shot and see if that changes anything for us. There you go, a little bit longer shot, just what we were wanting. From my experience, it doesn't do a really great job of trying to give you an extreme close-up when a character is involved. Every time I've tried to do it, it just doesn't zoom in close enough. Hopefully that's something they can work on for future updates. But we'll go ahead and give it a shot just to see what happens. Let's pick extreme close-up and see what we get. So it definitely got a little bit closer, but not anything that I would consider an extreme close-up. And it changed the house around in the background quite a bit to where it's not even recognizable from the previous shots. Let's try bird's eye view and shot from above and see what happens. Pretty cool. Almost exactly what I was hoping for. And it kept the material in the shot pretty similar as well. We got the creepy dude in the window here and the family in the front. Pretty cool stuff. And that's pretty much everything I've learned so far about this software. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Overall, I think this is a really cool tool for you to flesh out your ideas and maybe share your ideas with other people and just, have a better way of visualizing the stories that you're trying to tell. And of course, once everything is the way you want and you have all the storyboards exactly how you like them, just go up here to the top right, click export, and you can export your files in different formats. These bottom two here, Adobe Premiere Pro and Video, can only be exported when you're in the video mode. And the way you do that is going up here to timeline, switching from storyboard to timeline mode. And this is basically the video mode. When you go in this and you go to export, it's going to export basically a timeline format for you. And while you're in this window, you can also go to generate all videos. Clicking this button is going to basically create full videos out of all of your storyboards with video to image generation. And there you have it, guys. Hopefully I covered any questions you might have about this. If you think there's something I missed or if you're having trouble with something, be sure to let me know in the comments below this video and I will try to help you out the best I can. I'm still learning this as I go as well, but I just wanted to give you guys an overview of everything I've learned so far. Really cool software, really excited to see where it goes. And I'm definitely going to be using it on future projects. Don't forget to click that link in the description for a free trial of Katalist. Tell them that Ryan sent you, help support the channel, and Katalist as well. And there you have it, guys. That is Katalist AI, a great tool for you to use to help visualize your ideas and convey them with others, to create pitch decks or storyboards or whatever you're looking for. And you can even use it to create animated content. Be sure to use my link in the description below and you can check out Katalist absolutely free. And in the comments below, let me know what you think about Katalist AI. I'd love to hear what you think. Before we go, I'd like to give a big shout out to our newest channel member, Greg Suarez, who joined the channel as an intern. Everyone be sure to welcome Greg in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this filmmaking journey with me. I am Ryan and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.